Dhavani sir, can we start the session?
Yes, sir. Time is right now 3 o'clock. So in due course of time, the participants will join. So we will start.
Yes, sir.
Because resource person is there. So without wasting our time, we will start the session. Right, sir?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The ICSSR sponsored capacity building program on advanced research methodology for the young aspirants in social sciences and humanities, the organized by Department of English of our Rajri Shahu Mahavidyalaya Autonomous Latur. In the today's fourth session of this capacity building program, I welcome the chief organizer, the honorable principal of our college, Dr. Mahadevji Gawani sir, honorable vice principal of our college, Professor S.N. Shinde sir, convener of this capacity building program, honorable head of department of English department, Dr. Anuja Jadhav ma'am, and the all other team members of this capacity building program. The today's guest speaker of the session, honorable Dr. Pramod Patil sir, from School of Management Science, Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Sub-Center, Latur. Today's speaker, Dr. Pramod Patil sir, he is the assistant professor in the School of Management Science, Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Sub-Center, Latur. He has completed his BE Mechanical, MBA in Marketing, PhD in Marketing and Postgraduate Diploma in Disaster Management. Sir has more than 20 years teaching experience to the PG classes, and the third area of research of Dr. Patil sir is Disaster Management and Marketing Management. He has written so many highly scholared research articles in the field of disaster management and marketing management. Some of them are an overview of Indian FMCG sector. It is published in the Indian Journal of Research. Next is the brand awareness and brand preferences. This journal is related to the international research of management sciences. Under the guidance of Dr. Patil sir, 2 students, they are awarded MPhil degree, and 4 students, they are pursuing their PhD degree. Sir has given the national and international talk on the subject of marketing management and disaster management. Sir has worked on various UGC university level, ICSSR sponsored, and the different NAC related activities for his college and university. Sir has received so many honors and awards for his academic works. Sir has attended so many conferences, workshops at national and international level. And the most important thing is, sir has a lot of interest in the field of research, and so that's why he is guided so many students, faculties and interested people over the subject research methodology. Today's 4th day of capacity building program and topic of today's discussion is the qualitative and quantitative research. As we are well aware that research is the most widely used tool to increase and brush up the stock of knowledge and to add something in the existing stock of knowledge. In the field of marketing, business, sociology, psychology, science, technology and economics, there are 2 standard ways of conducting the research. The first one is the qualitative research and another one is the quantitative research. The qualitative research relies on the verbal narrative like the spoken or written data, whereas the quantitative research uses the logical or statistical observation to draw the conclusion. In a qualitative research, there are only a few non-representative cases are used as a sample to develop an initial understanding. Unlike the quantitative research in which a sufficient number of representative cases are taken into consideration to recommend a final course of action, there is never ending debate on which research is better than the other. So that's why, to clarify this thing, today's speaker will give light over the quantitative and qualitative research and will guide us which research is superior one. So without taking much time between the audience and the today's speaker, I am going to hand over the session to Dr. Patil sir. So Pramod Patil sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Whether I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. Such a good introduction you have given about me. And
Thank
I'm
you,
very
sir.
happy that we are sharing the platform again. The thing is that we live in the same domain area of research and in the same region. And my area of interest and Rodia sir's area of interest is quite matching. So we frequently share the platform, whether it is Avishkar competition or any kind of a guest lecture or any activity. And I'm very happy today that I am today with you, and I'm continuing the topic what you have started. It is said that the most important part is the initiation of the session, and that you have given so many thoughts for the participants as well as for the speaker, that those need to be addressed very carefully. So I'll do one thing. First of all, I will share the PPT. I will try to, if it is possible to share from here, then I will have more freedom. I'm sharing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whether the PPT is visible?
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So today's topic, as on the 13th, I did give the presentation on the defining the research problem. That is the first step of our research process. Today, I'm going to talk about the different methods, that how we conduct the research. The people, the researchers always, the thing is that most of the research are conducted in quantitative method, because it is giving you the correct conclusion, and that's why it is commonly accepted. But there are other methods also, and we can do the research in those areas, and it depends on what type of a data you have, what is the scope of the research, what is the objective of the research, what findings you are expecting. So all these things makes you to choose out of the different available methods. We have to choose one appropriate method. As we know that we cannot use the same approach everywhere. It depends. It depends upon the data. It depends upon the population. It depends upon the your area of interest and what kind of approach you want. So everything depends on it. It varies, and that's why we are today going to discuss this topic: qualitative research and quantitative research. But the base of this topic is what about the, first of all, we should know about the data. What is the data? One thing we should keep in our mind that we always are looking for a variable. In a research, we don't study a constant. There are many things which are constant, and the constant, as you know, that it remains whether the external variables are changing or not. It is going to remain the same, and that's why we are not interested in constant. We are interested in a variable. But when we select a variable, then that time also we have to keep in mind that variable should be also it should not be there should not be too much variation. So these are the two ends. That is, one end on the scale. On one end we have a constant, and on that scale, another end we have a variable which varies very. I'll say that the variation is too much. So such type of variables we don't study. We study a variable. First thing is that we study a variable, and the variable gives us some pattern, and the variations are moderate enough, and that's why we find that we go for the different types of distribution. So objective is that whenever we define an objective, whenever we define a problem, whenever we define the objective, we have to first of all separate the variables. What are the variables? Sometimes we study only one variable. We call it as univariate analysis. We study two variables, that is the relation between the two variables, which called as bivariate analysis. Sometimes we go for the multivariate analysis. But the identification of variable is very important. If you are doing more than one variable study, then we have to identify which is a dependent variable, which is an independent variable, and we try to find out the relation between them. The thing is that we study a variable, and for that we should know what is the data. The data is basically, there are two types of data we classify, that is qualitative data and quantitative data. So the things which we can measure, we call it as a quantitative. Like we say about the age, we measure. The height, we can measure of a person. Or we talk about the, suppose the sales volume, so we can measure. So something which we can measure it and we can present it. That is what we call as a quantitative data. And the thing which we cannot measure, it is non-numerical. It's called as a qualitative data. So if your data is a qualitative data, then we have to go for the qualitative research methods and qualitative data analysis. If our data is quantitative data, then we have to go for the quantitative data analysis. The approach, the analysis, again it varies. There are different, like we go for the descriptive analysis, we go for the what you call as a hypothesis testing if it is a qualitative data, inferential statistics, that is what the descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So you will be going to learn these things at the somewhere in the mid of this total program. But at this moment, I will focus on the type of a data. So quantitative data, something which is numerical and can be analyzed and can be quantified, is called as a quantitative data. This type of data we collect through the interviews, through the surveys, through the structured questionnaires. Okay, we develop the questionnaire before going to the field and we collect it. Or there is, in case of qualitative data, we collect the questionnaire from the open-ended surveys. In this case, as you can find, okay, so this is the question. Did you buy ice cream? Okay, or the question can be, do you like ice cream? So options are like yes and no. So this is a quantitative data. We can measure that how many people are willing to buy ice cream and how many are not willing to buy ice cream. Whereas when you change the question to why did you buy ice cream? Okay, in case of quantitative data, we have the questions like what, where, when. Whereas in case of qualitative data, why? The question is why. And since it is a why question, we can get different answers. Somebody may say that I purchase ice cream because I like it. Somebody will say that because it is the taste is good. Somebody will say that it is a status symbol. If I go to the party and if I have a dinner, and after dinner, it is, if I don't purchase ice cream, then the people will say me something different. So I purchase ice cream. There are n number of answers for that, and we cannot measure those because these are the something feelings and perceptions, and that's why it's called as a qualitative data. So these are conducted through observations, qualitative data, through focus group interviews, and on a broader thing, what we can say, these are the unstructured ways of collecting the information. You are interrogating, suppose a police is interrogating a criminal. So when he is interrogating, he don't know what exactly he's going to ask, because he may get any kind of answers from that, and he develops his questions during the discussion. So this is the unstructured. That means before starting his interrogation, he is not fully aware. He's aware. He had some points in front of him that I will try to address these issues and I will collect information on these issues. But he is not completely aware about what kind of information to be collected. So such type of data are called as a qualitative data, and that we collect it from the focus groups, then unstructured interviews, then through the observation. Quantitative data, we use it for the when we want to draw certain conclusion, and while doing the statistical analysis. Whereas for qualitative data, that we develop theories from the qualitative data. We generate hypotheses, and these hypotheses and theories, they form the base for the quantitative data. Analysis, like statistical analysis, since we can measure it, we can present it. And we present in terms of tables, in terms of graphs. Whereas in case of qualitative data, it's very difficult. So that's why we go for the manual method. We develop codes and other parameters, and then we present it. So this is the basic difference between qualitative data and quantitative data. We can say that quantitative data, like I'm saying about the age of the person, number of students, height of the student, weight of the student. So it is a quantitative data. Qualitative data, what is the honesty of the student, whether the student is hardworking or not, his beauty, his attitude. So all that we cannot quantify. We can differentiate. We can say that that particular student is more sincere than the other one. But we do not say that, yes, he's 60% sincere and that fellow is 20% sincere. So such types of data are called as a qualitative data. Now, this you will be studying in the latter part of your research, but I'll just want to brief you. We have 4 types of scales, and your statistical analysis, your analysis